We got it. We got it.
We did it again, you guys. Good morning.
And I'm sending you the whack. You don't have to see it, but I'm sending it to you. So you
Why?
have it.
Why are you sending it?
Well, because you may want to show people when we get to the whack part, and I'm just going to send it to you, but don't look at it until we get to whack. Okay. Just don't look at it. Hi, everybody. Okay. Hello. Just don't look at it.
Happy. What is today? I have been so screwed up this week.
Me too. Today is Wednesday the 13th. It's very strange. Me too. Okay. It's like, I feel like we're still like at the beginning of July, like the first week of July, but we're not. I
think the whole 4th of July Monday being off thing just completely screwed me up for the rest of the month. So I just cannot keep track.
I don't know what day it is either, you guys. It's Wednesday, July 13th. Hello, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. You guys, wanted to quickly remind everybody about the fantastic supplements that you can get from our friends at Healthy Cell. Here's just a little sample. This is what a daily, like if I look at my vegan essentials, this is what a daily multivitamin pack looks like. If you choose the one that Vegan Essentials has the extra B12. Okay. And this is the one that I like because I like the flavor actually. Yeah. And I don't mind getting extra B12. So this is why I choose this one over just the standard multivitamin, but that's also certainly a choice. And literally this is your dose, your daily dose. You rip off the top. You just squeeze it, or like you can actually kind of suck it like it's a straw almost, and you get a delicious gooey substance that somehow provides you every essential nutrient and multivitamin mineral that you need in your body. But that's not the best part. The best part is that your body actually absorbs everything, which is completely contrary to a pill or a tablet or a capsule or any of the multivitamins that you might be taking in other forms. This is the purest form, the most direct way that you can get all the good stuff into your body. And not only do they have the multivitamin, but if you also want, they have things like their immune super boost. They have things for focus and recall. They have one for sleep. So no matter what your issue is, where you're trying to like tweak your personal health, healthycell.com/chicks has something for you. And it is so much better. I cannot express to you how much better it is than your traditional multivitamin tablet. First of all, it's just easier to take. Like you don't have to deal with swallowing it.
You absorb it. You totally absorb it. I take the recall one and I call it the total recall because I like pretending that I'm in a 90s Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. So it's so good. And they're good. They actually taste
good. Mm-hmm. It's really fantastic. And you guys now, if you use promo code CHICKS at healthycell.com/chicks, you get 20% off your first order. So you can just try it. If you don't think it's amazing, well, that's not even an option. You're going to think it's amazing, period. The end, full stop. You're going to notice a difference in how you feel and how things are being absorbed. You're just going to notice a difference. Check them out, healthycell.com/.
And make sure you're checking out our Facebook Insiders and our Locals groups. Facebook Insiders, Locals is chicksontheright.locals.com. Do it.
Do it today. There is so much to get to today. Really, really quickly, I want to mention the most important news of the day, which is that Bradley Cooper and Huma Abedin are apparently dating and have been for months. And I can't even process this.
This is weird. I feel like this is a downgrade for him. Listen, nothing against her. I think she's a beautiful lady. I just feel like he has dated more beautiful ladies. I mean, like I don't know if it was his wife, it was Irina, whoever he had the baby with.
The Russian model.
She's like a supermodel. And then he's dating the girl formerly with Hillary Clinton, whoever.
Well, there was one girl at least in between, and that was Diana Agron from Glee.
Oh, he dated Diana Agron, who also was beautiful. But I mean, let's face it, Huma, her last boyfriend was Hillary. And so, and then before then it was Anthony Weiner. So she's definitely upgraded.
Oh,
right?
She has upgraded in the biggest way ever. That is an upgrade.
And who match made them?
Hannah Wintour.
Oh yeah, Bang Lady. Vogue Bang Lady.
Devil Wears Prada lady.
Right.
Yeah.
She'd bang with. That's just so weird. This is so weird. What do you
Yeah.
give them? I give them a year. Or do you think they'll get married?
Well, if they've already been together a few months and like everything's going well, I think I will give them 2 years.
Really?
I think I
Or do you
might.
think
I think I might.
well, you think it may be like a George Clooney thing where he'll marry her, then they'll have babies. You know?
Well, it's funny that you say that because Huma and what's her name? What's George Clooney's wife's name? Amal. I
Amal.
always mix them up. I'm constantly mixing
Really?
the two of them up. Yeah. I always think that
Really?
they're like kind of the same person.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of the same sort of situation where Bradley Cooper's like, it's time for me to settle down. I should pick a woman in politics because that makes me look more serious.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
But
Okay.
you know, it's funny. There's, Bradley Cooper is such an interesting person looks wise because there are times when he is just drop dead gorgeous.
Right.
And then times where he is just not.
He looks homeless. Yeah.
Well, but actually that's when I think he looks the best is like
Really?
in his Hangover, like with the scruff and the long hair.
Dirty and homeless. Yeah.
That's when I think he's the hottest. It's when he's the cleanest cut, like he was in Wedding Crashers, that I'm like, no, I don't like that look at all.
Not good.
But
Not good.
what was funny is that my husband and I were talking about just this whole Huma and Bradley thing and just the transformations that actors take. And for some reason, it got me to thinking about how Matt McConaughey looked in Dallas Buyers Club, when he was like skinny and AIDS-ridden.
Right.
Yeah. Versus how Matt McConaughey looked in Magic Mike. And to like imagine that those are the same person, like just for some reason last night blew my mind wide open all over again. Like I just cannot believe that transformation. Incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, remember Donnie Wahlberg? He was in The Sixth Sense. He was the guy. He was the kid. He was the kid that was like the drug addict, like just remember? He was the kid that killed Bruce Willis at the beginning of the film. I mean, I'm not like, this is not a spoiler alert. Everybody here has seen Sixth Sense, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah. But I mean, he was that kid that like emaciated. He lost like 50 something pounds. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's just what the actors go through sometimes for their transformations is pretty incredible. Anyway, all right. So enough of the Hollywood fluff. We've got massively important issues to get to. For those of you who may be wondering if we're going to talk about the Uvalde, it's kind of a leak, really. The video footage of the 77 minutes that the cops were in the school in Uvalde while the mass shooting was going on. It has been released. The mayor of Uvalde is being kind of a dick about it because he's basically saying it's a chicken shit way that it was released. Apparently he and other people in Uvalde were working with a House committee on releasing that footage eventually to us, the public, but the media got their hands on it. They released it and I'm not showing it because I cried when I saw it. You can find it. You can see and hear if you want to the uncensored version of that 77 minutes of footage. It is so infuriating. I know a lot of like CNN, I know is cutting the audio completely when they show it because it's so upsetting. But the worst part is watching a whole mess of cops in the building, literally doing nothing. One even using hand sanitizer from a machine in the hallway as if he needs hand sanitizer to encounter a murderous, crazy person who's shooting up kids. It was the most shameful display of coppery I have ever seen. Ever.
Yeah. That's not Texas. Every single one of those guys should be stripped of every badge. They should never get a salary ever again, ever get a pension, and they should be run out of this freaking state.
For real.
Like I'm serious. Like when I saw that yesterday, I thought that does not represent my state. GTFO. Oh my God. For real. Like horrific. I'm sickened by those men. Sickened. And I'm sickened by the fact that those men claim to be men. Like gross. Who do you think you are? Sickened by them.
I mean, if you can stomach it, you should see it because it's important to know how botched that entire thing was because of the total lack of courage of way too many people. And the worst part, other than the hand sanitizer, was when those freaking cops tried to stop the only person who was going to actually get to the killer, that father that we've heard so much about. They literally stopped him. And I'm just thinking, he's the only one that has balls. Let him go. Let him do what he wants to do, because the rest of these clowns were too busy hand sanitizing. It was unbelievable.
Bunch of losers. It's sick. It just makes you sick.
It really does. We could also get into the January 6th stuff. There is apparently, now I didn't watch any of it, but there was apparently like a former Oath Keepers guy that was their star witness yesterday, who ended up saying a bunch of stuff about how this was all coordinated and all planned and whatever. So I didn't listen to any of that, but I did listen to, and I almost just, do I have it? I don't think I have it because I had so much other stuff. No, I don't. But there's a little clip of Liz Cheney, who's very like gravely announcing that Donald Trump has recently tried to call one of their witnesses. And she didn't name the witness, but she said he called that witness, and that witness saw that it was Donald Trump calling and declined the call, and then immediately contacted their own lawyer to announce, Donald Trump called me. And Liz Cheney in that clip is basically saying, we are taking this very seriously. He doesn't get to tamper with our witnesses, and we're reporting this. And I'm just like, your witnesses included his own daughter. So are you saying that he's not allowed to call her? I don't even understand this point that she's making. Like, I was just like, how is this? He's not allowed to call people now? Just because they happen to be witnesses, he's not allowed to talk to people that he may have communicate. It just made no sense to me. But
I see the stuff on the television, and I'm just like, does anybody watch this shit? This is just
right?
This is just, who's watching this garbage? It's absolute garbage. It's propaganda garbage is what it is. It is one-sided. And so when I hear about Liz Cheney's witnesses, I'm just like, this is all basically people on her side.
Right.
She has nobody on, there's nobody to counter anything. There's no like cross, examination or anything like that. This isn't a trial. This isn't a real trial. This is a show. This is a show, you guys. It's a show. Woo! That's what it is. So, I mean, it's a joke. It's a scam. It's a joke. It's like anybody that's watching this garbage is obviously on that side, and they're just loving it and they're lapping it up because they're like watching the whole facade, the show. I don't associate with those people because they believe garbage. They cannot think critically. And so I just can't be a part of that. I'm like, no, no.
Well, that's exactly right. And that's all we're going to say about January 6th today, because if you're looking to us for like in-depth January 6th coverage, we're not your girls. We're not your girls for that, because the whole thing is such a complete sham.
Gonna have to go elsewhere. Bye.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You guys, wanted to remind you about Nutrisystem. We haven't talked about Nutrisystem forever, but they are still offering 50% off of their plans right now. And Nutrisystem, by the way, you can get their premium meals, which include at least 30 grams of protein in them. This is why this is like it's just such a good program. Like if you get one of you get your breakfast, lunch, dinners, and snacks when you order from them, like any of their plans, but like a dinner, for example, that it's exactly the right portion size that you need. And that you're getting like your 30 grams of protein in it. So you're going to feel full. This is the secret to their success. Not only that, but everything tastes so freaking delicious. And so if you're looking to lose some weight, or if you're like me, for example, and you just want to have some balance between your naughty days and then your not so naughty days. Like if I go to Cake Bake for dinner and then I have a slice of gigantic Cake Bake cake, I know maybe for the next couple days, I should taper off and do some Nutrisystem, get myself back on track, get myself back to normal portion sizes. That's why it's such I like just having their meals on hand as a way to reset. You know what I mean? But if you're looking to lose weight, it's also been super successful for tons of people. You can lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. Check them out, Nutrisystem.com
slash
chicks.
I also like having their
50% off.
dessert. I like having their desserts in the house too, because then I know I don't go crazy on desserts. but I love dessert, you guys. Okay, and make sure you check out our website too, chicksonright.com. Check out our website, bookmark it, go there every day.
Please do it. And quick note, commenting. I'm going to do a post about this morning as well at chicksontheright.com. We do think that we have our comment section back up and running. It will require registering with the site, and the reason for that, we're not trying to like make it a pain for everybody, but there's a couple actually of trolls who while we had the comment section up and running and it was just a free for all, like you could enter whatever fake email address you wanted and you could comment. There's like this one guy who is so freaking obsessed with just arguing with people on the site that he would have just endless new email addresses, new names, all that stuff. And we're just trying to clean up our comment section. I'm not interested in entertaining or having our platform serve the will of freaking trolls that are just there to cause trouble. So we are requiring registration. And so you'll see that you can register with the social or WordPress or however you want to do that. It's very simple registration process. If you're having trouble, just try clearing your cache and cookies, or you can contact webmaster at chicksontheright.com if you're having any trouble. Anyway, I'll put that all in the post so you can see that later. Okay, let's get to this amazing moment that Senator Josh Hawley had with a Berkeley law professor yesterday in a hearing. I'm not even going to set it up except to say you're going to see this amazing clip. Then I'm going to show you him talking about that encounter with Sean Hannity last night. This woman teaches law, okay? Watch this exchange.
You said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right is about what?
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic.
Oh my
and
God!
Opens up trans people to violence by not.
I cannot.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening people to
you had
violence
to hear that
by
part.
asking whether
Hang
or not
on, I got to
women
rewind because I want to make sure people don't miss the violence part.
Transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
because of my line of questioning?
Because,
so we can't talk about it?
Because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies?
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can get pregnant.
So you are denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence? Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you?
Absolutely.
Or are they also treated like this? Where
No,
they're told that they're opening up people to violence?
We have a good time in my class. You should join.
Oh, I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Wow.
What a hag. Oh my God.
She is batshit crazy. Seriously, this is law school now. This is law school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this is why my daughter's going to be an engineer. This is why. This is precisely why. I kid you not, y'all. I'm not. Wow. I swear.
Well, and it's why the World Health Organization, I wrote about this yesterday at our website, chicksontheright.com. They are now changing their guidelines to no longer talk about women in terms of pregnancy, in terms of reproduction. They're going to change all their language to make it more or they're going to make it less binary. They're just eliminating, just talking about men and women being different sexes. They're going to just blur the line and say that sex is a continuum, gender is a continuum. It's all insane that even the World Health Organization is actually buying into the wokeism. Like, it's freaking nuts. It's just crazy. So Josh Hawley.
Are there any normal people left at universities anymore? Seriously, that's a legit question. I mean, like, I'm asking that not rhetorically. I'm asking that. That's a literal question. Are there any normal professors left in our schools? Like that, it concerns me. I'm a parent. I have a 12-year-old. We got 2 through school. Thank you, Jesus. They're both conservative, right? They're out in the world. They're living their lives. They're normal. Like they're normal citizens walking around. Thank you. But my youngest, I'm genuinely concerned. Like,
You should be.
because I'm saving money every month to make sure that she can go to college. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, because if I'm going to send her to college and she's going to have a professor like that, granted, I hope to God she won't go to law school. You know, I don't want her to go to law school. And I don't even really want her to go to med school at this point. I don't, because I know some people who have gone to med school that have actually said to me, I was a conservative until I went to medical school and now I'm liberal. I mean, you would not believe. Like, so does that happen at every single level of schooling now? Do they indoctrinate these kids everywhere? Like, are there any normal professors left? That is a legitimate question that I have. Like,
well, we've known for a long time that the vast majority of professors, like it's over 90% of university professors are leftists. So
like,
I don't think there's a lot of escape.
Like, no subject is safe. You cannot find a professor that will like not permeate their bullshit into a subject. It is just a subject. Like, law, like this is just, oh my God, I'm just horrified by all this. Absolutely horrified. And as parents, you should be too. As parents who are paying, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of you are paying or saving for your education or your kids' educations. You should be horrified by this. Get involved. Speak your minds. This is outrageous.
Yeah,
outrageous.
It's nuts. Jenny O'Lera, thank you very much. She says, I'm happy as a physician to teach that Juris Doctor some biology.
There you go. There you go. And I'm glad you made it through. You made it through as a conservative. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's freaking nuts. Here is Josh Hawley talking about that exchange on Hannity last night.
Here is the modern Democrat Party today, Sean. It is that you have to say that men can get pregnant, and if you don't say it, then you are a bigot and you are responsible for violence. I mean, that is the party line. Let's not forget who invited this witness. She was there as a Democrat witness. You didn't see a single Democrat disagree with that. In fact, they're all over social media applauding her and saying, oh, that's exactly right. It's not exactly right. It's exactly crazy, which is why voters are running screaming away from the Democrat Party. This is craziness. And I tell you, Sean, they are so out of touch with America. It's just, you can't even make this stuff up.
Yeah. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. These people are batshit. That's what they are.
That wasn't the only line of questioning with that particular witness. Senator Cornyn also asked her some questions, and that was also crazy. Look at this.
Lives that are filled with dignity and humanity.
And
that
to
means
your way of thinking, that happens when more black babies are aborted.
I believe, I love Black people with the capacity for pregnancy. I think they have agency, they have intelligence, they know what is best for themselves, and I would love to create the conditions under which they can live lives that are filled with dignity and humanity.
And do you think a baby that is delivered alive has value?
Yes.
Do you think that a baby that is not yet born has value?
I believe that a person with a capacity for pregnancy has value. They have intelligence. They have agency. They have
I'm talking about the baby.
And I'm talking about the person with the capacity for pregnancy.
You're not answering the question. I'm asking.
I'm answering a more interesting question to me.
You think that the baby that is not yet born, let's say the day before this mother delivers, do you think that baby has value?
I think that the person with the capacity for pregnancy has value, and they should have the ability to control what happens to their lives.
Well, and I just note you refuse to answer the question.
What an absolute beast of a person.
Right. You should note that. You should note that she refused to answer the question. And she is a law professor. Wow. She couldn't answer that question. You should note that. Note it. Berkeley, note it.
Oh my God. Just unreal testimony. And then meanwhile, I don't know if you guys have noticed my name today. There's a lot of new variants coming, and our favorite people are back to tell us how scary everything is. Fauci's back, Walensky's back. In fact, let's go ahead and listen to what Rochelle Walensky is urging us all to do, particularly those of us who are over 50, which includes, of course, us.
I missed
here we
her.
go.
I just missed her.
Didn't you miss her so much?
I did. I missed her. I did.
5. We know that vaccine effectiveness against severe disease and death remains high for other Omicron sublineages, and likely also for BA4 and 5. So staying up to date on your COVID-19 vaccines provides the best protection against severe outcomes.
Right.
Currently, many Americans are under-vaccinated, meaning they are not up to date on their COVID-19 vaccines. Not all people over the age of 50 have received their first booster dose. Of those who've received their first booster dose, only 28% of those over 50 have received a second booster dose. And of those over the age of 65, only 34% have received their second booster dose. So my message right now is very simple. It's essential that these Americans, as Dr. Shaw said, get their second booster shot right away.
Yeah,
No.
she's about as good at reading a teleprompter as Biden isn't she? She's like
She's a little better. She's a little
you
better.
think?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
I don't know. You think? She's
Yeah,
like
she's
booster. She lost me at like the I don't know, the 8th time she said booster. I was checking out. I was thinking about like the shoes I want to buy this afternoon. I can't just she's a booster. That's all she's thinking about is booster. That's all
just
they think
absurd.
about, right? Mm-hmm.
It's
It's not
absurd.
it's not a variant. It's a subvariant, right? So what they're talking about is a subvariant. Yeah, is that? And I bet Fauci will get this one too after he's had his 10th booster shot. He'll
And
get this one.
COVID. He's not only
Yeah.
had 4 shots, he's also had he was treated with Paxlovid, which made him rebound and get COVID again after his symptoms were diminishing. So the whole thing is just freaking whack. But of course, now that he's recovered, he is back to scare us all as well. Watch.
Right.
Wants to put this pandemic behind us and feel and hope that it doesn't exist. It does.
Okay, so that was the first clip, and
His
then
voice.
he had the audacity to laugh, to chuckle a little bit as he was talking to Neil Cavuto about all of this yesterday. I only captured this little moment because this is what I want everybody to listen to. Look at this.
That's what I'm trying to get the message out. We don't want to disrupt your life. We don't want to force you to do anything, but do some common sense things that have been proven to be effective.
And one of those things that he listed was to wear masks indoors. He is still pushing the masks and then also saying, we don't want to force you to do anything. Really? Tell that to the freaking military members who've been kicked out, even at 19 years of service. Tell it to all the friggin' doctors and nurses who had to give up their jobs, all the people who had to give up their jobs.
All the people.
Not trying to force you. And he's like, I mean, we're not trying to force you. Don't be ridiculous.
No.
Oh my God.
And all the people who lost their businesses. All those people in the past 2 years who lost their livelihoods and their businesses. Bite me!
Oh my God. I'm
this
so
guy.
infuriated. Steve
cannot.
F, thank you. Steve says, I've gotten all the shots and still got that crap in Vegas 2 weeks ago. No worries though, because I flew without a mask before I knew I had it. So thank you for the super sticker. Here's a doctor. I think it was was this with Laura? I think it was with Laura Ingraham. This is a Yale epidemiologist who's now talking about how ridiculous all of this new talk from Walensky and Fauci is. Look at this.
Okay, he was 2 times boosted or 3 times, we've lost track. He got COVID, he took the Paxlovid, then he got a rebound of COVID during the Paxlovid. But his message is everybody go out and get boosted when the booster doesn't even apply to the new variant. Am I missing something here?
No, I think it's Dr. Fauci who's missing something. That, when something doesn't work, doing more of it doesn't make it work better. It makes it work worse. And that's what they're recommending. In fact, we know now that the polyvaccinated, people who have multiple boosters have higher risk of getting the virus and spreading the virus than unvaccinated people. The British data clearly show that, and other data around the world are showing that. We don't want to be doing that anymore. People know this, that the mortality is now almost entirely in highly vaccinated people. And so we don't want to be doing this anymore. We want to start living life knowing that we have an endemic infection and not a pandemic infection. And that's a huge difference. We're never going to get to zero COVID. We don't expect to. Dr. Fauci thinks we're going to get to, and maybe the Chinese do, but we don't. And we know the reality is that we're not going to, and we manage it.
I mean,
yeah. Follow the money. God, I swear these people. But I mean, listen. People can keep listening to this schmuck. They can keep doing it. I'm going to choose not to do that because I just think he's been wrong on so many levels. I don't know why you would continue to listen to somebody who's been wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong some more. Why would you do that? Because you're an idiot. Quit doing it. God, snap out of it. Honestly.
Snap out of it.
Good Lord.
Speaking of idiots, I got to show you this clip from Biden yesterday, actually saying out loud that he still looks around when Hail to the Chief plays, looking for the president. Did you guys see this? Oh my God, watch
that.
Well, folks,
oh my God.
you don't have to stand every time I hear Hail to the Chief, wonder where the hell is he?
Oh my God.
Took me a long while. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Turn around and where's the president?
Yeah, we wonder too. We do. We wonder where he is. We don't know either, Jeff.
Well, and he's been so defensive about all the reporting that says Democrats don't want him to run. He got very, very testy with a reporter who asked him about that yesterday, and Jesse Waters covered it and said, he mentioned their own son of a bitch reporter, Peter Doocy. That's how they refer to him now. Which I was dying laughing at that. So he's going to say that. And then you're going to see the clip of Biden just getting super defensive. Watch.
Joe Biden doesn't like tough questions. Just ask our stupid son of a bitch, Peter Doocy. Joe yells at him all the time, but he's not the only one. Joe got all worked up just a few moments ago when a reporter asked him about whether he would run again in 2024. Watch.
Mr. President, what's your message to Democrats who don't want you to run again?
They want me to run.
2/3 say they don't.
Oh my God.
Read the polls, Jack. You guys are all the same. That poll showed that 92% of Democrats, if I ran, would vote for me.
A majority of Democrats say they don't want you to run again in 2024.
92% said if I did, they'd vote for me.
But here's the thing.
Oh my God, I love it so much. Look at the guys around him. And they're like, oh God, he's going to call this guy a dog-faced pony soldier. They're all freaking out. They're like, what's he going to do? He's so old and so crazy. I cannot with this guy. He has just lost it. Completely
and he calls everybody that he's mad at Jack.
Yeah.
Dude, look at the polls, Jack. And I love that this is now going to be the spin, right? So that's how he's going to make this work in his brain. And I can't blame him, because if you think about it, if the poll said 92% of Democrats don't want you to run, but if you do, they'll support you. That is literally how I feel. And I know a lot of other people feel about Trump. And so I don't blame Biden for saying, okay, well, even though they don't want me to run, if I do, they're still going to vote for me. So it's okay. And that is like how I feel about Trump. I don't want him to run. If he does and he's the nominee, then I'll vote for him. I won't be happy about it, but like I would never vote for Biden, obviously. So that's the same. I think that's the same logic that he's using.
KJP is talking about that too. She actually said that whole 92% thing in her presser, very ineloquently, but she did. She used that number, that figure. She threw it out because one of the reporters asked her about it too. It was a woman reporter, and it wasn't son of a bitch Peter Doocy. It was some other chick. It was some other chick who asked her about that, the low approval rating, and she spun that number out there. So they are using that number. They are using it Like they can never, I mean, they are scrambling to try to say, oh, no. Democrats are okay with, 92%. Blah. They're freaking out. Even though, it is dismal on their side. Absolutely dismal. People are not happy with him. They're just not. His approval rating sucks. And people, but I mean, I guess if they had to, they would be force-fed the crap sandwich that they have in Joe Biden. Sure.
I can't believe anybody would. I just can't believe that people would actually vote for him after how bad things are. And they're going to be like, I want more of that.
Well, this is the party, though, Mock, of the Berkeley lawyer. These are the people who are thinking all those crazy things. And honestly, that side has lost their collective mind. They've lost their mind, and they think that Joe Biden is. I mean, sure, he's not doing like everything that they really want him to do, but I mean, these people are nuts. They are nuts. I don't know why anybody would even be a Democrat at this. The fact that he even has an approval rating at all, that there's a heartbeat there, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. It should be like at this point.
For real. It's amazing. It's amazing that people still support him, but they do. I mean, I see him on my TikTok. I see people commenting and actually trying to say none of anything that's happening right now is Biden's fault. It's all Trump's fault. It's because of what Trump did. The policies Trump put in place it just had a delayed reaction, right? But it caused everything that we're seeing today. These people are delusional, insane people.
Yeah, because they think men can get pregnant.
Right. Right. People. All right. What is in your sack of whack? Do I need to open something?
You do. You probably do. I don't know. There's a video. I got to tell you, the reason I'm including this, I normally wouldn't talk about this, but I saw it yesterday and I thought to myself, this is whack. So naturally, I was going to include it and I was going to share it with you guys because to me, I figure, well, if I think it's whack, then I should probably include it for our sack of whack. So, Cardi B, who I do not like her. I don't. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I probably should give her grace and all the things.
I don't know that you need to give her any grace.
I don't know. I probably should because it's the right thing to do. You should give people grace. But Cardi B, I don't think she has a lot of talent. I just don't. Anyway,
are you trying to suggest that you don't enjoy WAP?
I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy any of that. I think she has basically contributed to our cultural decay. Okay, a lot. And so she and her, I don't know is it her husband? She's with she's created a child with a person named Offset, which I don't know.
A couple, right? Don't they have a couple of kids?
I think they just have one, or maybe they're creating another one. I don't know. Anyway, she has a daughter named Culture with a K. Her daughter just turned 4. And there's a video and people are like, oh my God, you guys, Cardi B and Offset just gave their kid $50,000 for her birthday. So there's a video of her, this little 4-year-old girl holding a whole stack of cash for her birthday. And I'm like, and what's disturbing about it to me, other than the fact that this little girl got $50,000 for her birthday, is that she's just you can see her, she's precious, right? I mean, precious 4-year-old little girl. And she's like, Daddy, I want to get some cotton candy. And you can see it in the video. I said,
okay, I'll show it.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on. Let me unmute it and make sure that it's ready to go. All right. So does this look like it's it? Should I click play?
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Birthday girl. Birthday girl. Yes, I'm gonna buy you cotton candy. Yes. What you say?
What is that?
It's a ticket. A ticket is $1 million, girl. That's 50. Say 50.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Right. So I didn't know that a ticket was $1 million.
I didn't either.
So
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's a ticket. But really, I think what bothers me the most is all she really wants is some cotton candy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That bothered me so much. I was like, this poor little girl, she's just so sweet and innocent and precious. She just wants some freaking cotton candy. She doesn't want to be put on She doesn't want to be put on a video with a stack of cash. You know what I mean?
She is so cute. Oh my God.
Isn't she precious? You just want to eat her up. She's just precious. So anyways, that's what was whack today. Is like that's what's whack with our society. That's what's whack with all this like social media bull crap. That's what's whack. Is that they're like, here's a stack of cash for a 4-year-old little girl. Like what? And she'll grow up and she'll probably be just like her parents. It's like flipping cash around. It just bothered me. It just bothered me, y'all. So that's what's whack today.
It's our world. Wow.
It's our world.
That is our world.
Right.
All right. Well, that means it is time for some MyPillow talks. I do have at least one that is just also showing our complete decay as a society. So I'll probably play that one first to just get it out of the way before we get into some of the more lighthearted ones, because this is one of those man on the street interviews, and we've seen plenty of these before. And I think even with this particular fellow, this is just, I mean, it's just horrendous, the lack of knowledge, the lack of education that so many young people have at this point. I just can't watch.
How long does each president serve their term?
I really don't know.
Take a guess, around how long?
Like time?
Yeah.
An hour?
No, like years.
Oh, I said time and you said yeah.
Yeah, like how...
7.
Yes, I'm sorry for confusing you. What language do the people in Idaho speak?
I don't know.
You've never been?
Nope.
How many make up 1 dozen?
Like 5, 4. I don't know.
Take a guess. What number?
10.
Yes.
Oh
How
my
long does
God.
each president serve their term?
I mean, what are we doing? But I guarantee you they all know what cis means. I guarantee you they know what non-binary means.
Right.
That's
and
the
who
problem.
everybody in the Kardashian family is. Everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah. They all watch that every single day and they know who all their kids are and everything. Yeah. Right. This is the thing. Yeah. They wonder. And you know what? I guarantee you every single one of those people graduated high school.
Oh, without question they did.
Yeah. They all graduated. And then they probably even got accepted to some colleges. Because believe me,
it's possible.
I taught kids who couldn't, like at the college level, who couldn't write and complete sentences. Horrifying, y'all. Horrifying. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And this is why I relate to this woman so much.
People ask me why I drink so much wine. And it's actually because I have a genetic condition whereby my body does not produce its own alcohol. Therefore, I have to take supplements. Many people ask.
You got to supplement,
oh my
you guys.
God, you do.
You got to supplement.
Oh my, that is, you do. It's true.
And speaking of people that we relate to, I know you're going to appreciate this one as well. By the way, did I mention that these are MyPillow talks and that you should check out mypillow.com/chicks to get your deals on the moccasins and slippers right now? Do it. Use code chicks. Don't forget. Here's another completely relatable woman. You're going to love this.
I'm feeling very old and sorry for myself. And I'm going to tell you why. Spring break, 1996, I believe it was Daytona Beach, Desert Inn Motel. If you know, you know. I slept on the floor of this disgusting motel. Motel, not hotel. The floor was probably laced with dried semen starting back in like 1972. Probably had babies on there as well, okay? My pillow was a rolled up swimsuit cover up laced with tequila. My blanket was a towel with vomit crusted on the end of it from holding my friend's head above the toilet and using it to wipe her mouth. And I slept like a husband, slept like a champ. But now, at almost 45 years old, if I don't have a correctly postured pillow to lay on my side because of the acid reflux, a pillow specifically designed for my knees so they don't touch, a weighted blanket, and the air so cold that your nipples could cook glass, I cannot sleep. And last night, I must have adjusted my foot or turned it 47 degrees the wrong way. And today, I can't walk. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. Wait till you turn 50, sweetheart. Just wait.
It's all downhill. It's all downhill, man.
Downhill from there, babe. Yeah.
Also, we have not talked about this whole amazing photograph that came out from the telescope that's like super far away. What's it called? Not the Hubble, but the other one. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't, but I feel like doing this really helps to doing this
It really
helps.
does.
You guys,
what's that name?
You know what it is? You know what it is?
You guys, somebody tell me the name of the telescope.
Help us out. It's that
anyway,
telescope.
You guys, it's a huge deal. Okay. Webb. Yes, that's exactly right. The Webb telescope.
Thank you.
So there's a new image, and I watched a few TikToks about this to try to understand the hullabaloo. Because listen, astronomy, not really my thing. It is fascinating. I don't question that at all. I just don't have the brain power it requires to comprehend the universe. I just don't. I cannot make my brain understand it. So I want to show a TikTok that is of man who definitely appreciates what's happening, does try to explain it. And I do understand the words that are coming out of his face. My problem is understanding that the photograph represents just a tiny grain of sand on like held out arm's length of the sky. Like when you look at the sky, it's that big, what this picture represents, and that it goes back billions of years. That's where I can't make my mind make that make sense, because I know we're in the Milky Way galaxy and I can't even process that. Like I can't even process what the galaxy means, let alone the fact that it's one of billions of galaxies. Like how do you make that make sense in your head? I can't do it.
Really?
I can't.
I love all that stuff.
Well, then you're gonna love the breakdown of this photo. And I thought like this is huge news. And so I didn't want to like overlook it and act like we're not paying attention to that sort of thing, because we are. It's just that I can't make my brain make it make sense. And so I'm just gonna let this guy do the explanation, and because he's very excited.
Most anticipated one, image from the James Webb Space Telescope, first official full color image. Let's talk about it. So right in the middle here, we got a star that's in our galaxy. That's not very far away. It's got the characteristic James Webb Space Telescope 6-pointed star lens flare. It's not technically a lens flare, but don't bother me. Everything in this image that doesn't have a lens flare in it is a galaxy. You can take a grain of sand and hold it out at like arm's length. That's about the size of the sky that you're taking up with this image. So there's a lot of galaxy in a grain of sand in the sky. But that's not actually what's most interesting about this image. What's most interesting is these little weird arcs and smudges. Little smudge here, some arcs here, more of them. What's going on here? What are these? These are weird shaped galaxies, right? Well, they are galaxies, but they are not where they appear to be. They are actually behind what is here, which is a giant, massive cluster of galaxies. It's so big, it is warping space, and it is making it so that the light passes around them and then focuses on these things that are very, very much farther away. They're all kind of orangey red because they're so far away that they're moving away from us very fast. And so they're super red shifted, which means that with a previous telescope, you can't really see any good detail because you can't get that infrared light. This is not actually visible light. This is infrared shifted so that we can see it with our eyes. This supermassive galaxy cluster is acting like a giant lens in the sky. It's bending light around it because gravity bends space, and thus it bends light as it passes through, making this a kind of telescope. So this is a giant natural telescope that's better than anything we could ever design in terms of how much it can magnify. What we have done here is taken the best telescope that so far humankind has ever been able to create, and we have pointed it at another telescope, a natural telescope created by the universe. And that is showing us these things that are not as anywhere near as close as these galaxies. They are some of the first galaxies that ever formed. We are looking 13.5 billion years into the past.
Oh my
the very
gosh.
first structures in the universe. There will be more images from Webb coming out tomorrow, but this is the one that I was most excited about. Thank you to everyone who has worked on this. I've been waiting for this telescope to be in the sky and sending us pictures for like 15 years. This is one of the coolest things that humanity has ever done, and we're all very lucky to be around to see it.
That's so cool.
It's so cool,
That's so
but like
cool.
I cannot make that make sense. I cannot.
Okay.
I cannot fathom it.
It's so cool. You've got to send me this guy. You got to send that to me because I need to show my daughter
let me
that because She'll
Let
love
me tell
that
everybody
with me.
who that is, because he
Yeah.
is definitely a good follow, especially when it comes to breaking stuff down. Okay, that guy is Hank Green 1. Okay, Hank Green 1. So
Yeah, I'll
I'm
show
sure
that to
he'll
my
be posting
daughter.
more today.
Yeah, that's super cool. I love that because she likes all
But
that.
like
space stuff.
imagine still thinking that we're the only people, like we're the only
Oh
life,
my God.
right? Like there's just no
No.
way that's possible.
No.
But like, where is everybody? You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't make it make sense. I cannot do it.
That is really, really, really cool. That is so cool. I can't wait to show her that. Really.
Yeah, it's nuts. Okay, funny one, and then the other funny one I'm going to save for tomorrow because it's too long. But one quick funny one before we go. The caption says, "Everyone at work, how's your day going? Me." And then it's just
Oh my God, I love it. That's so great. All right,
anyway,
you guys.
those are your talks.
It is Wednesday. Bring it in. It's hump day, you guys. It's hump day. Make it count today. Make it count. And we are then going to be on the downhill slope to Friday. Okay.
That's right.
We know you can make it count. Have a fantastic day. We will talk to you tomorrow.